Hey golf fans, this is early 1981 and I wish all you fantastic golfers and viewers a happy and spooky Halloween. So with it being Halloween, early 1981's World of Golf Society is hosting the Full Moon Memorial at Bantuit Forest, Romania. Now to my knowledge this is a spooky nighttime golf course and it is located in Romania and was designed by Heisenberg. This real-life location in Romania is thought to be a hotspot of paranormal activity. So really looking forward to competing in this event. Hopefully I do put on a golfing show for you guys. So let's check out the course settings. The wind speed is high, wind direction is east, fairways are normal, greens are soft, green speed is medium, time of day is dusk, the weather is overcast, and we are swinging from the black tees and pin set number 1. New for this season, we are posting on social media, which is my Facebook group page and my Twitter account, the top 20 players from early 1981's World of Golf Societies on all platforms. So let's get right into this one. We do have a 14-mile-per-hour wind, but look at this stunning nighttime course. Love the way the moon is shining right into the opening tee box here. Let's see if we can hit this right down the centre of the fairway. We do kick things off with a tiny fast. I've not been playing that great on recent society events. I don't know what it is, guys. One, I don't play the game enough to be competitive at the top end of the leaderboard. And two, I just don't play enough pro settings. It really is different to master difficulty. So let's see if we can fully loft up this 3-wood, kick it on the front of the green, and hopefully these soft greens are fairly receptive. Big shot coming up here. It's a tiny fast. That ball is leaking to the left due to the wind and that tiny fast. It should kick up onto the dance floor though. Despite the slow greens it has run through. But it should leave us a chipping opportunity from 8 yards out. Fairly confident of getting this close, if not putting it in the cup for an opening birdie. That's got a chance. Oh, it just turns at the last second. And we will kick things off with an opening par. But guys, I cannot thank you all enough for the continued support on the channel. It really is appreciated. We're almost at 5k subscribers now. So if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. So hole number 2 is a par 3, playing 150 yards. We do have a double figure wind, crosswind here, so I think we can comfortably come down and apply a good bit of backspin to this 9-iron. Ball will move from right to left with the wind. We do get a perfect laser beam swing. This should be money. Should sit down almost instantly. Despite the greens being soft, there is a fair amount of run out on them. The green speeds are only 150. But this is a very makeable putt, which we do convert, and we pick up our first birdie off the round, and with that we move to 1 under. I've got no idea why I've got early 1981 golfer on my society account, guys. I cannot figure that out at all. But hole number 3, this is going to be a long par 4 into this 12-mile-per-hour wind. Fairway's clearly kicking from right to left, so setting us down the right-hand side.
That swing was to die for.
We do get the perfect. So far, so good with the swing timing. But I have been struggling to make that 1 round per week transition from master difficulty to pro difficulty. I really find it a challenge. I am going to have to start incorporating some more pro setting rounds into my game. So really in between clubs here, we're just going to have to fully loft up this hybrid, try and find the right front of the green. It should kick left. We do get the perfect. How on earth is that ball veering to the right? The slope at our feet in the wind was going to take us left. I'm quite shocked at that, to be honest. So this is a very difficult chip shot. This is where your round can go completely wrong in these kind of shots. So just applying full backspin, trying the partial here, just try to find the fairway and then let it kick on to that downhill slope. We've done exactly that. Oh, we didn't respect the break enough, but it should leave us a pin high putt for the par. Not a lot of movement in this one.
This putt's going.
And it is a good up and down.
Okay,
And we
good
do
job on
save the
this.
par, and we will remain at 1 under. But yeah, that slope at our
Okay,
feet
after
was
that one,
definitely
you'll
moving
stick
left,
it
as
right
was the
there
wind
at
ever
10.
so slightly. Ball wanted to go to the right and stay right.
And now
So,
teeing
hole
off
number
on the par
4.
4.
This is actually going to be drivable with that wind behind us. I think this should be bang on. We may be a little bit long, but looking to
Oh my,
land
that
this
was
short of the
almost
green, and hopefully it kicks up. We have landed on the fairway, and that has took a monstrous bounce, and that is going to leave us a chip shot from just
okay.
off the
Second
green.
shot
We've
here on the
actually
4.
trickled into the light rough there, but let's see if we can chip this up and get it close for the tap-in birdie. Might even chip this in for eagle. Is it going to release? It is going to release, but it's going to come up left-hand side of the cup,
Good job with that chip
and that has
shot.
left us a simple tap-in birdie,
Okay, well putt.
and with
Now
that
let's
we
move on.
do move to 2 under par. So the course
Now for that
conditions
hole,
playing
2
fairly
under
difficult
par.
so far, as you would expect in these high winds. It looks like I'm only the second
Wind is
golfer
blowing
out
left
here.
to right.
I'm normally the first. I'm quite surprised there's someone out before me. Just set this up about 15 minutes ago. So hole number 5, this is going to be a long par 4 into the wind. Looks like there's a mental institute up there in the distance. Certainly what it looks like. Tiny fast, but
Good
that
off
will
the
help
tee.
us out here. We should gain some distance. But like I said, this is a known hotspot for
This is
paranormal
about
activity,
172
guys.
yards to the pin.
So 170 to the pin. We do have a 12-mile-per-hour wind, so just coming down to the 4-iron here. Try to land this just at the front of the green, and hopefully it releases a little bit up towards the flagstick. Oh, it's a tiny slope,
This
and with
one's
that
a little to
combination
the
with the
right
wind,
on
we are going to
approach.
leak over to the right-hand side. Yardage was going to be beautiful too. These fairways seem to
Okay,
really give
we're
you a
on the
firm
green.
bounce,
Sink this, you can
so it's
move
quite
down
difficult
to 3 under.
to get close to these pins unless you've got exact yardage. This is a makeable putt. It is downhill by 1 foot though. That should really start to
Putt gets
turn
it
now.
on line.
It does, and that is a
You
really
might
good
be on
putt.
your way to quite
The
a little
past
streak
few
here. 2 birdies in a row.
society events have been missing those kind of putts. But today it does drop, and we do move to 3 under
Best
par.
of luck to you on this par 4.
Hole number 6. It's a mid-range par 4, but we're going to have to aim way down the right-hand side of this fairway and allow the wind to bring us back in. It's another perfect. We are going to stay on the right-hand side of this fairway. Anything to left, you're going to have an awkward slope at your feet. I think we actually
Setting up
may just have
around
found it. We
130
have.
yards.
I wanted to avoid that, so didn't accommodate enough for the wind there. 129 yards to the flagstick. We've got a 13-mile-per-hour wind. I'm just going to apply a little bit of topspin here. This should be really, really good. The wind should hold us up ever so slightly, but we're going to have to aim way right due to the wind and the slope at our feet. We get a perfect. That needs to get down. That is really zooming on a bit. I'm really surprised we flew the flagstick there, to be honest. 139
We're
yards we've
on
checked
the
up at.
green with that one. Well done. I think I'll let your putting
Let's
do
see
the
if we
talking
can
here.
convert this
Way out.
31-foot putt. Disappointed with that approach shot, but quite surprised we carried that distance. I don't think that's going to turn back.
Ooh,
It doesn't.
close.
First real mistake of the round, to be honest, because we were bang on yardage there, I
All
felt.
right, let's head to the next.
So we failed to pick up the birdie, but we do walk away with the par,
Currently
and we
3
will
under
remain
par
at
for the
3 under
day.
par. We really need to get a birdie streak going here to try and set an early
Here we go. Par 5
score
ahead of
that
you.
players
Let's
are
see
going to
what
have to
happens.
chase down. So hole number 7, first of the par 5s. Certainly want to avoid that crater that's in the middle of the fairway. So just shaping this a little bit against the wind. Severely downhill. That crater is in play, by the way, guys. Don't think that you can carry it due to the elevated tee box. Wow, that is a monster drive. We have actually driven 360 yards, so we can comfortably reach this green in 2. I'm really in between clubs here. 226 down 27 feet. That wind will slightly help us out as well. I'm just going to play it and try and play the backstop. There is a cave behind the green. If we can find this backstop and get the ball filtering back down the slope, it's tracking well. We're certainly going to hit that slope. It's at the middle of the green. Is the ball going to come back? Oh, I think we've just carried it. We did carry it. Just in between clubs there. There's no way why 193 would have got there. So let's see if we can splash this one close and walk away with the birdie. That should release fairly well. Still comes up a little bit short. This is certainly a missable putt from 9 feet. Would have liked that in a lot closer than this. Just going outside left edge of the cup. Oh, that's going to turn far more than I expected. And that really is a big mistake, guys. That could really prove costly in this round. The better players or the guys at the top of the leaderboard won't be missing those putts. And that's a disappointment. We played that hole really, really well there until the putt. So we will remain at 3 under. So hole number 8, short par 3, and with this wind behind us, why we're really going to have to club up here. I think the pitching wedge should be bang on. Just applying a little bit of backspin. Certainly what will be left-hand side of the flagstick. It's an absolute laser beam perfect. It's tracking well. The wind's actually moved me over to the right-hand side. These wedges don't seem to be sitting down quickly. It's still an easy putt. No movement in this whatsoever. And we do pick up the birdie, and with that we move to 4 under par. Should have been 5 under, but I need to get that birdie miss out of my head on the previous hole and focus at the task at hand. So hole number 9. Tight fairway here, but let's see if we can find the left-hand side. Use that wind to our advantage. It's a tiny slow, but as you can see on pro settings, there's very little punishment when you're hitting the grey slows or fasts. Still a lot of work to do here, because with that wind behind us, we're really going to have to calculate this well, but I think 9 iron is going to be too long. Let's go pitch and wedge. That wind should really chase us on. Wind will move us from right to left as well. It's another perfect. Oh, that wind's moved me a lot more to the left than I actually allowed for, but yardage-wise is going to be bang on. It is going to leave us with a pin-high putt. This would be birdie number 5. When you're landing on the correct areas of the green, there's very little breaks in some of these greens. It is a really good putt. We played that dead weight. And with that, we shoot a 5 under front 9. Should have been 6 under. But barring that, fairly happy with how the round's going so far. Hopefully we can continue this run into the back 9. Hole number 10. This will be a long par 4 into this wind. Just de-lofting us a tiny little bit. Try to keep it below the wind and get a little bit of run out. Really feeling my swing time in here today on the pro settings. I was in the driving range for about 5 minutes prior to this round. I really need to start having practice rounds on the courses, but I just don't have time, guys, and that's one of the reasons that I'm going to struggle to compete at the top of the leaderboard. The majority of these guys playing the TGC tours, and they're playing 15, 20 rounds easy more than me a week. Like I say, I'm probably sitting at about 5-6 rounds a week. One of them being my society round, maybe a casual round with my son, and the rest I'm trying to record for. But that is a fantastic approach shot. That has rewarded us with a 6-foot putt, which we do convert, and with that we move to 6 under par. So the last 3 holes we've got a birdie hot streak going on here. Long may it continue. As you can see, some players are finding it tough out there on the course. But hole number 11, it's a par 3, but with this 11-mile-per-hour wind in our face, I think we're going to have to go 9 iron. Anything too long is going to slide off to the right-hand side. I think yardage here should be perfect. But love the way that moon is shining in our face. Just applied a tiny little bit of de-loft here for a little bit of bonus run out. Once again, it's a perfect. This is right at the flagstick. This could go in if it releases. Go, go, go. Oh, just checked up a little bit short. But it is a 4-foot putt. Tiny little movement from left to right. It's a good read. And we do smash that into the cup. And we move to 7 under. So 7 birdies so far. I think you would need to post a score about 14, 15 under to really give the big guns a challenge. Oh, but wow, look at this trio of waterfalls in there. It's actually in a cave. But I'm quite surprised at how good or how easy it is to see in the nighttime here. On the previous game, the Golf Club 2019 night courses were a bit of a hit or a miss, especially with visibility issues. It's another fantastic drive though. It's left us with a bit of work to do here. I think we're going to have to go 4 hybrid and just apply a good bit of backspin to this. It should sit down really quickly with that wind holding us up. It's a fantastic strike. Oh, wow, I do apologise about the camera view there, but this really should sit down. It has done, and that is a fantastic approach shot. We really are getting dialed into some of these pins the last few holes.
Let's take this for birdie and peace out. What do you say?
A little bit of movement in this one. I'm actually finding this hard to see. Just going outside right-hand side of the cup here. It does turn, and with that we pick up birdie number 8. So 5 birdies in a row. Hopefully we can keep this run going. Let's see how low we can go here. But this course really is fitting for Halloween weekend, guys. Oh, now if the wind was with us here, we would comfortably drive this, but just going to shape this from left to right. Try and leave myself a pitch shot short of this crater or death hole, whatever it is meant to symbolise. But that has worked out really, really well. Good brave shot there. We have been rewarded. We shaped that to perfection. And I think we can flop this even. If we are too long, we do have a backstop, but I think that wind will hold us up. Just applying a good bit of backspin so it does check up. Tiny fast. That wind has not affected us at all. We failed to catch the backstop though. But this is a pretty straightforward putt. Just taking my time in this because I have experienced a lot of phantom breaks, especially in society events. I watched Leo, who last week should have been comfortably 15, 16 under, but 3 or 4 of his breaks just, I don't know what happened. They actually turned the opposite way. It was quite a bizarre experience to watch. I have suffered it myself. But we do pick up the birdie and we move to 9 under par. So hole number 14. This is a long par 4, but it is downhill. Once again, aiming this to the right hand side and allowing this wind to blow us back into play. My swing timing off the tee box today has been absolutely superb. But as we all know, pro difficulty is so much easier to play once you get your swing timing in the groove compared to master difficulty. But I find a huge difference between the two. I cannot swing at the same speed as I do on the pro settings as if I would on the master difficulty. I've kind of got to slow down my swing on the pro. Oh, that's still going to be long, but we did apply a good bit of backspin, but I think it may run off the green. But like I said, as you can see there, these greens are advertised as soft. For me, they just don't, the ball just doesn't grip these greens. They don't sit down as quickly as you would expect them to. But this is another good chipping opportunity. We missed the one in the first, but not this time. That one's right into the heart of the cup with the perfect. No need to watch the replay. We will skip that. But that is now 10 birdies, I do believe. 10 under par. I hope I'm right there. and not giving myself a
Score
better score than what I
sits
do
at 10
have.
under par at the moment.
The loading times are shocking at times on the society events, guys, but we are 10 under
And teeing
through
this one up
14
on
holes.
the 15th
Hole number 15. Oh, this is a tough par 3. Looks like there's a castle just behind us, but for the meantime, let's focus on this shot. Just applying a good bit of backspin. If we are too far left, there is that slope that should bring us back down towards the flagstick. This should be money. That wind's slightly going to hold us up. We do get the perfect. It is turning. That needs to go. Oh no, we haven't, have we? Kick on, kick on. There's the backspin. The backspin's actually applied
Yeah,
or spinning more on the rough there than
setting up
what it
here
did on
now
the
for our
previous
third
greens.
shot.
So that is a huge error, guys. That is going to be costly. Not going to apply the backspin this time, so this is now damage limitation. We get the perfect. I can only imagine that is Bantuit Castle. That should work its way down. Oh no, I thought that would have
All right,
came down a little
worry
bit,
about just a bogey putt. That's
but we
all.
are pin high. This is a huge putt coming up here. Are we going to drop 2 shots or 1? That should turn. It does turn. Gutted to pick up a bogey.
Heading down the final stretch here today.
So with that bogey and that missed birdie putt from about 6 feet, that has really cost us 2 shots. And with the level of players the society does attract, you can't be making mistakes like that.
With the tailwind on this hole.
But hole number 16, this is a par 5, and with this wind behind us, this should be a good eagle opportunity if we find the fairway. Just shaping this a little bit so we catch the right-hand side off the fairway. It should start to turn. There's the turn now, and this should really run out in our favour. But gutted about that bogey. I thought my club selection was bang on, but I seem to generate more spin in the heavy rough there than what I have been on the greens. It's quite bizarre. Ooh, in between clubs here. There's 1-4-2 with a bit of backspin. I think it may be a little bit too long, but 1-3-3 just doesn't get there. It's another perfect. Poor swing line. We have pushed it. Is this going to sit down enough? It's going to hold the green. Must have caught a slope there. No, there's no slope there. I can't believe it. These greens aren't, just don't feel slow. I have played slow greens within the past 4 or 5 rounds, and they seem to sit down a lot quicker than what I'm experiencing here. But we do pick up the eagle there, and we do bounce back after the bogey on the previous hole, and we move to 11 under. Let's just see if we can finish with a couple of birdies here. I think 15 under would give you a real chance of winning this. We're never going to be able to drive that creek. Oh, 3 wood's still going to keep us in danger. So coming back to 3 high with it. Just going to shape this a tiny little bit to make sure we lose a good bit of yardage here. Turning it against the wind. Tiny fast, but that is not going to be an issue whatsoever. Probably a master. That probably misses the fairway, to be honest. But it is going to leave us a longer approach shot into the 17th green. Oh, I'm in between clubs once again here. Does 218 get there? No, I'm just going to fully de-loft this 3 wood. Hazard and play on the left-hand side, so just be aware of that. But this wind should move us, but I'm keeping it lower so the wind won't have a big effect as if we were playing it a normal shot. Tiny slow, oh, it's still going to be too long. I think that's going to work its way off the green. I'm now thinking that 218 would have been a better shot. It would have been close whether or not it would have reached 218 and a side wind, and I needed to, what, 234 was it? But let's see if we can chip this one in from 17 yards out. Just applying a little bit of topspin here. Try to play the break on the green. It should release. Has it got the legs? Has it got the legs? Go on, get in. Oh, it's just going to miss on the right edge. Not sure if it would have dropped anyway. But we do pick up the par. That was a tough hole. And we will move on to the final hole of this superb Halloween golf course, the Full Moon Memorial at Bantuit Forest, Romania. I have really enjoyed my time out here. It's a long par 5, but with this 14-mile-per-hour wind behind us, it may well be reachable in 2. There is the perfect. Come on, wind. Come on, wind. I think we're going to kick into the heavy rough first. Oh, no. Needs to get out of there. It reluctantly kicks out
It was a good one.
of the heavy rough.
Second shot on the
And I
18th.
think we can... Oh, wow. I don't think we can get to the top part of the green here, but we'll give it a shot. Big shot coming up here, because if I hit a slope, we are going to find one of these death holes. We do get the perfect. Wind is bringing us around beautifully. Is this going to kick up the bank, up the slope? I tell you what, if this comes back up the slope, we are not going to have a putt. We're not. So I am going to have to flop or pitch this here from the green, guys. This is the only time that, from this distance, that this would be acceptable, really. But I am obscured. So we are going to splash this with the gap wedge. If we play it as well, it may have a chance of going in for the eagle. We got the perfect. Go. Go on, get in, get in, get in. Oh, it's just going to come up short. But it should ensure a tap-in birdie. And this should be a 59, I do believe, 12 under par. But what a roller coaster round here at Bantuit Forest, Romania. I really enjoyed that round, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. Good luck if you are competing in the society event. But until the next video, guys, take care, peace out, and love you all. Bye.
And that's gonna do it for us here today. Thank you so much for the round of golf. I had fun. Hopefully you did too.